Good evening, Bears fans. What is up? This is your Bears Huddle podcast. I am Aaron James. This is all your latest Bears news with your UK. That's right, the wrong side of the pond. Talking to you today about our Chicago Bears and the disrespect, the genuine disrespect that is shown to our Bears. You know, look, I ain't no fan of Colin Cowherd, but Colin Cowherd has spoken positively of the Chicago Bears and talked up our chances this coming season. Has talked about being excited at the acquisitions that we've made, that we've traded for, that we've signed free agency, the draft picks we've made, the coaching hires we've done. All positive from Colin Cowherd. There's been a lot of talk in general from a lot of NFL analysts very positively about what the Bears have done. You know, the offensive line rebuild, for example, bringing Ben Johnson in, giving Caleb Williams a loaded offensive weaponry to work with, obviously along with the offensive brilliance of Ben Johnson, Declan Doyle, Press Taylor, JT Barrett, Antoine Randall, for example. So, look, everything seems to be heading our way. And I think, amongst a lot of the fan base, not all the fan base, but a lot of the fan base, there is a more positive outlook, this season going an actual, sense of hope rather than despair. I think, yes, we have sucked for the last few seasons and we have absolutely stanked the place out. However, I think this season it looks more positive. It really genuinely does. And I think for the first time in a long time, we actually go into this season believing that we could be playoff contenders. I'm not talking about winning a Super Bowl, but we do seem to be in win now mode, and I think we have a real chance to kind of start to take the North. And in the words of Ryan Poles, when he first got the GM job, take the North and not give it back. Detroit are substantially weakened. Obviously with the loss of their center, with the loss of their coaches, with the loss of a lot of their talent. The Vikings, again they've got a rookie quarterback who may work out, who may not work out. They have got also, the Packers who, again, Jordan Love, I'm not convinced by Jordan Love in the slightest. So, there's every opportunity there in what is obviously the best division in football to go on and be a success this season. However, despite the fact that the Bears carry some absolute fantastic players, going into this new season, you look at, Jalen Johnson, Montez Sweat, Joe Tooney, Drew Dahlman, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Colston Loveland, Cole Kmet, Grady Jarrett, Kevin Byard, Jaquan Brisker. There is talent all over this roster. Don't get me wrong. And Kyler Gordon, my favourite player. There's all sorts of talent there. Well, Pro Football Network have carried out their top 100 rankings of players. And I've kind of looked at, who are the top 100 players within the NFL. And Brandon Austin put this list together and did not include one single Chicago Bear. That is correct. In that top 100 list, that is right, top 100 list, Brandon Austin has not included one single Chicago Bear. There is no Montez Sweat. There is no DJ Moore. And rather more weirdly and bizarrely, there is no Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson for me is one of the best corners in the NFL, beyond a shadow of a doubt. He is one of the best players in the, in the NFL. And to not include him, but also you go into it, Joe Tooney. How is Joe Tooney not in that list? Joe Tooney is one of the best guards in football. Genuinely, you look at that and you genuinely say, you are absolutely deluded, guys. You are absolutely living in brand fantasy land. You genuinely are. To not include one single Bear in that Pro Football Network top 100 is just absolutely crazy. Crazy as. You look at some of the players who have been included. Genuinely, you look at it and you despair. You genuinely despair how people can genuinely think that these players are any better than some of their opposing numbers, in the Bears. I genuinely look at it and I genuinely think there is a kind of look at, well, it's the Bears, isn't it? That's why it's the Bears. So that because it's the Bears, we're not going to give any of them a top rating. because the Bears suck. The Bears stink. It's just really, really ridiculous. It really is genuinely, excuse me, ridiculous, and it's disrespectful. But you know what? What could be a positive? What is a huge positive from this? What is a massive, massive positive coming out of this slight on our team? Ben Johnson. All he needs to do is take that list, pin it up on the notice board at training camp this week. Once training camp gets underway, and say, "There you go, boys. They think you're shit. They think you ain't nothing. They think you are a bunch of losers. They think you ain't worthy of that top 100. Go out and prove them wrong. Go out and show them that they are talking out the top of their heads. Go out and show them that they got that wrong. Go out and prove you are the players that we all think you are." Because I'll be honest with you, there is some talent in this team. There is some real genuine talent in that team. And just scanning through that list, you look at some of the players who've been put on that list, and I'll be honest with you, there's players on that list that I would not swap our players for. There's players on that list I would not swap Jalen Johnson for. I would not swap Montez Sweat for. There are players that I would not swap players for. Genuinely. It's just, again, another example of a slight thrown at our team. But like I said, let's take it, let's run with it, and let's use it to inspire us, to show them that this season, our Chicago Bears are going to be a team to be reckoned with in the NFL. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, thank you for watching the Chicago Bears Huddle podcast. If you've enjoyed it, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Guys, I will catch you on the next one. And as always, bear down.